Good morning and welcome to Changing Your Worldview. My name is Shane and today's episode is going to be about UFOs. Now, UFOs and aliens can go back as far as ancient Greece or even farther, and just in 2020 the government decided they were going to release video footage and hundreds of thousands of files. Now, the videos that we're going to look at were actually dropped in 2017, but they were unconfirmed, and the military is only confirming them in 2020 so that they can get rid of any disinformation that's out there. So basically they're admitting that UFOs are real. They're not admitting that extraterrestrials are real, but they're admitting that we have unidentified flying objects on this planet and we don't know what they are. So in the first article, it's called "Here's Why the Pentagon Officially Released UFO Footage." And in this article, it has a couple bulletin points that we will discuss, but we're going to actually watch the videos afterwards. I'll take you right to the Pentagon website. It's a Navy site. We're going to watch those 3 videos, and I'm going to watch them with you. We'll have a short discussion, and then we'll jump into some other articles. All right, so here we are on the Forbes website. I already read you the title. It is updated on April 27th of 2020, and the top line is, "The Pentagon formally releases 3 unclassified videos Monday taken by Navy pilots of unidentified aerial phenomenon. A step comes after years of progress towards government transparency surrounding unidentified flying objects." You gotta laugh at that, and I say that only because government transparency. The government does not have transparency. They give you the illusion of transparency. They do that by slowly dripping you bits of information to placate you or just to keep you sheeped, I guess. The video, which was published in 2017, so like I said, these first video was dropped in 2017, but it was unverified. So the government is only showing up now to confirm these videos to clear up any misconceptions the public might have. Now, they're doing this because I think that they're just slowly dripping that information out because they're planning us for a large disclosure. So I do believe that there will be a large disclosure of some kind coming soon. Will it be this year? Will it be in the future? I don't know. So also in the key facts of this article, it talks about how one of the videos that was released is from 2004, in which a Navy pilot encountered an object that was 40 feet long, hovering 50 feet above the water. According to the New York Times, the 2 other videos are from 2015. These videos show strange objects moving very quickly, one racing above the water, another rotating in midair. These videos were released unauthorized in 2007 and 2017. So like I said, these videos have been out, they've been circulating, but until just recently, they were not verified to be real by the government. And when they verified them, they actually released full-length videos on their websites from the Navy pilots. We're going to check those out. Like I said, I have right from the Pentagon Navy site, which we will go to, all the links to every article that I bring up, every video I bring up, everything will be in the description below so you can find it. So following the 2017 Times report, the Navy formalized the process of allowing pilots to record and report encounters. They created a program to gather information and put it together. Now, this program we'll get into later, but it was also still top secret, and they had to go through the information, I would say water it down, and decide what they're going to show us and what they're not. All right, so here we are on the Navy Air FOIA website. This site is a Navy.military site. It's Pentagon approved. The 3 videos that we're here to watch is FLIR, Go Fast, and Gimbal. Now, these 3 videos are the ones that were just released in 2020, but as you can see, you can come to this website and there has been many drops. Now, a lot of these, as I have found when I open them, are PDF files of documents. They're not images, they're not videos, they are black and white, old school documents with a bunch of redaction lines across them. But like I said, the government likes to drop bits of truth. So some of these PDF files are 1,000+ pages. I did not go through them, but if you guys would like to go through them, the link is in the description below. Like I said, there's a lot of information out there. I like to personally work in conjunction with other YouTubers, other truthers out there, and I will watch videos or read the highlights from these drops. So you can go out there and find anybody who's already read the 1,000-page plus document, and what they'll do is they will explain to you what they found to be the most important, and also maybe another couple sections that you just want to read, so you don't have to go through the whole 1,000 pages. So like I said, today we're specifically going to just be looking at UFOs. So let's get right into, and we're going to watch the first 3 videos in complete silence. I will say nothing, and then we will go over them afterwards. So let's check it out. We're going to start with FLIR, then Go Fast, then Gimbal, in that order. And like I said, complete silence.
Fucking drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. Bro, we're going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots to the west. Oh, thing, dude. That's not LNS though, is it? It's not. I do LNS, dude. Well, if there's a thing, it's rotating. Okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow. Look at it fly.
Alright, so what did you guys think of those videos? Now, for the first 3 years when they were circulating the websites and the internet and such, there was actually many people who came forward and claimed that they had debunked these videos. Now, the Navy coming out and verifying all these videos to be unidentified flying objects is really just a slap in the face to anti-UFO or people who love to debunk the truth. Now, those people do not have open minds. Now, anybody who watched those videos can clearly see there was some weird stuff going on. You don't have to be an expert in aeronautics or how the screens work or even all the numbers around the outside and what they mean, the speed, the altitude, all of that. You can clearly see that something was going on in those videos. Now, when we go back and we're gonna watch these videos again, only definitely when you listen to them the first time, I'm sure you heard that the pilots themselves were extremely shocked. They didn't know what they were seeing. They didn't know what was going on, which makes this even better because that's their job. Their job is to be a pilot, to fly. They've seen the top of the line planes. They know how things move in the sky, and it just didn't go that way. We can clearly hear it in the videos.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA.
A whole fleet of them.
My gosh.
Shocked. They're clearly
They're
shocked.
going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Thing, dude.
I'm unsure about that because I know planes can fly against the wind. But if you watch this, I don't think it's that it's just flying against the wind. I think that it's rotating. Watch closely.
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is an LNS, dude. Well, if there's look at that thing. It's rotating.
They have no idea what it is. All right, so here we are at Go Fast. This one's my favorite. You can clearly see this thing whipping across the water, and you can hear the excitement in the voice of the pilots. They can barely keep up with it. Yet again, the pilots are shocked. No idea what it is.
No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay.
You can see the water below.
Wow, look at it fly.
Crazy. So here we are at FLIR. FLIR is the first video we went over, but I am going to make it the last video that I go over. It's complete silence, that's why. We can watch here and see that they're odd-shaped objects. They are doing things, rotating in ways that we're unfamiliar, that obviously the pilots in the previous videos are unfamiliar with. And all it's doing is verifying even more that the United States government and many governments around the world have been hiding UFOs from us. Now, there have been other countries, Russia, Canada, you can look into this. They've all done disclosures over the past couple years, and I really think that we're leading up to something good. So anybody who wants to watch these videos, feel free. The link will be in the description below. Come back, download them, check them out yourself. Maybe even go to YouTube and check a couple breakdowns of these videos from pilots. The only advice I'm going to give you is that make sure when you check these videos, you're checking the dates, because a lot of people pre the disclosure event are going to try to debunk these videos, and there's no reason for you to even watch them because the military has already confirmed them to be real, unidentified flying objects, and there's no need for debunking. They are real and they are true. Let's move on to our next article. Okay, so here we are at the New York Times. The New York Times is over 100 years old. Everybody considers them to be pretty reasonable. I would say it depends on who wrote the article. But the title of this article is "No Longer in the Shadows, Pentagon's UFO Unit Will Make Some Findings Public." So right off the bat, you find out they have a UFO unit, and they've had it for a long time, but we're only recently hearing about it because in this article it talks about how it was moved into the control of the naval intelligence. So when it was moved into the naval intelligence, it was brought to a public eye, just another drip. Then it also has in this article testimonials from Congress people who've received briefings on UFOs. It has a testimonial from a person who worked for the unit themselves. It's all about just getting little drips of information out. But the big thing in this article is that they're actually pushing for a complete release of UFO information. And what they did is they slipped that into one of the bills. Now that's how the government works. It's horrible, but they pack these 5,000 plus page bills that they put on the surface. They're like, oh, we're going to help the American people. And then they stack up 5,000 pages of bullshit where you only are on 3 pages. But that's how they did it here. Into the Intelligence Authorization Act, they slid in a article that says within 180 days after passing, they must release UFO files. Another very big point of this article is that they say we have ships not of this world. Ships not of this world. That means that they are admitting for a while now we have been retrieving crashed ships of technology that could not have been made on this planet. And again, there's no proof, but the New York Times did put this out, and it's all about dripping the truth. So by dripping some truth without any proof, you're bringing more people into the awakening, and then when we are slammed with a hard truth, people won't go crazy. And that's really what it's about, is that a lot of people cannot handle everything that could be happening under our noses. The world has so much more going on than us in our small little lives could ever comprehend, but that's the way the government wants it to be. They want us to not think about anything past our own bubble. But this is a pretty long article. I'm going to put the link in the description below. Anybody who wants to read it should. But we're going to jump over and we're going to watch a 4-minute segment that came out the day after this article came out. It's from The Hill, which is a Washington, D.C. news source. They're probably pretty propagandized, but we're still going to watch it just because I think it gives the best overview of this article. So let's go over and check it out.
Breaking and potentially explosive news today, which is that the UFOs Commission, basically within the Pentagon, will be giving some findings and reportings to the Senate Intelligence Committee. This unit is inside the Office of Naval Intelligence. Now, Senator Marco Rubio saying that it's important for the public in order to find out more. But the real bombshell here is actually an interview in the New York Times by a man named Eric Davis. He's an astrophysicist who worked on the subcontractor and a consultant for that program since 2007. Now, Mr. Davis had this to say. He now works for Aerospace Corporation. He said he gave a classified briefing to the Defense Department agency as recently as March about retrievals from, quote, off-world vehicles not made on this Earth. So,
what?
There you go.
That is crazy.
He said he gave classified briefings on retrieval of these unexplained objects to staff members of the Senate Armed Services Committee on October 21st, 2019, and to staff members of the Senate Intelligence Committee 2 days later. So we are going to need to see the transcript of those documents, and I'm going to call for Marco Rubio in order to release all of that.
We need full transparency here.
Yeah,
the people need to know.
Absolute full transparency. But this is a bombshell accusation. And as far as I can understand, this is the first revelation about the most recent testimony given to the Senate Intelligence Committee regarding this matter ever since the story was broken open in the Times back in 2017.
Right. Well, and you recall this all came from, you had a number of military pilots who were seeing these unexplained objects.
And all that.
And they're, you know, we've all seen the videos. Yeah, the way that they move was so inexplicable. They actually had to set up a system so that people could, so that pilots could report these incidents. They do say in the New York Times that some of the fragments of material that were called into question as potentially off-world, as that one defense contractor put it, had been tested and found to be man-made. So there are certainly potential, you know, potentially earthly explanations
military
for what is going on. Yeah, I mean, that's the most likely thing if it's of man-made origin, but pretty wild development.
Huge development. I actually encourage everybody to go read Annie Jacobson's book. She was on Joe Rogan's podcast as well, where she talked about this. She has a pretty wild theory about, well, not theory, she claims it's confirmed, I don't know, about the UFO sightings in the 1940s and about how it was really like a Russian military program.
Oh, yeah, that's
surgeries and all this other stuff. So again, I don't know. Like, who knows what the truth is here and what exactly is going on, but that nobody was giving this nearly enough attention. Off-world vehicles not made on this Earth. And he testified that, I don't know if he was under oath or not, but it was a classified briefing to the Senate Armed Services Committee, to the Senate Intelligence Committee, and the one good thing about our government is that they write everything down, and I want to know exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Exactly what he said.
Well, you know, and Senator Reid, who was one of former Senator Harry Reid, of course, has been one of the sort of primary movers and shakers on bringing some of this stuff to light, and he very much is of the belief that there have been off-world vehicles here.
He actually gave this quote again to the Times here. After looking into this, I came to the conclusion that there were reports, some substantive, some not so substantive. There were actual materials that the government and private sector had in their possession. This is in reference to the crashes of objects of unknown origin, which may have occurred, and materials which have been studied, some of which could be off-world. So there we go, folks.
We will definitely keep you updated on this one, and we'll have more rising for you after this.
All right, so what did you guys think of that recap? It was a pretty good overall preface of the article, but in reality, It was just little drips of truth mixed in with even some hard truths, which was when they discussed the Joe Rogan podcast, which I highly advise any of you guys who like Joe Rogan to watch that one. The girl's name was Annie Jacobson, and what she discusses is very true. When Eisenhower made a deal with the EBEs to take a certain percentage of humans to experiment on, the United States government and many other countries around the world saw that as their free open door to experiment on human beings. So basically what she says, just a quick summary, is that Russia surgically modified some humans, and then they used some of these spaceships that we have captured or other countries have captured throughout history, and they developed their own aircrafts, and they used these aircrafts to abduct our own kind and then do experiments on them. That was right there, a little bit of truth, but that's a great book, and I know a lot of people don't like to read, so I would just highly advise to watch the Joe Rogan. He's great. He always brings on a lot of truthers, and even if you don't always agree with what he says, he tries to be middle of the road. And also, another big takeaway was they talked about the ships not of this world, or the spacecrafts not of this world, and how our Senate has received many of these intelligence briefings over the years, but in 2019 they were told that there were ships not of this world. So you just gotta laugh. Like I said, transparency is not one of our government's strong suits because they don't trust us with information. Information is power, and they don't think that we deserve to have that power. There was a lot of good points hit in that video, but I advise to just go back and read the article from the New York Times. Okay, so here we are on the last article of the video. It's just a quick one, and I'm only going to read a little bit. It's titled, "The Pentagon Has 6 Months to Disclose What It Knows About UFOs." It's from military.com, and it came out on the 4th of January, 2021. So as we remember from the earlier article that was in July, they were developing the Intelligence Authorization Act bill. So they were going to slip that in there and hope that it passed. So when it came to the COVID bill, I know a lot of you guys don't know how the government does stuff, but they like to stack things on top of each other. So within the COVID relief bill, they had another separate $2.3 trillion bill that was for all around the world to give money out to all kinds of things. We're not even going to discuss that right now. But either way, let's just read this article. So as a part of the newly passed COVID-19 relief legislation, lawmakers are demanding answers from U.S. intelligence agencies and the Defense Department on a potential existence of UFO and unidentified aerial phenomenons. The $2.3 trillion bill includes the Intelligence Authorization Act for 2021. So that's how they slid it in there. And basically, we're going to see in 180 days some type of information. So let's go to my closing, and we'll end this video. Here we are at the closing. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm learning as we go. So basically, let's jump back to some of the things we discussed. UFOs are real. The government has been dripping us information about them for years, but at such a level that they have not become mainstream. So I'm hoping that we're going to start to see a mainstream push of UFOs, extraterrestrials, EBEs, whatever you want to call them. They're very much real. They've been visiting us for thousands of years, and for whatever reason, the government does not trust us with that information, almost like there's a grander scheme. Definitely, I advise everybody to go over the information, especially if you're interested in these topics, because here at Changing Your Worldview, I am only going to give you the surface information. The whole point of a truther movement is for you yourself to do the digging, and you yourself to open your eyes and look past what could really be in this world. I definitely appreciate everybody who took the time to watch this video. I thank everybody who has patience with the sound, the video editing. It's my first time, hopefully of many. We're gonna get into all kinds of topics I really am excited to get into, I hope. Some of these will be live, some of these will be pre-recorded. I don't know, I really appreciate all of you, and I appreciate anybody who took the time to watch this video. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna end the video with a short little montage, a quick montage of UFO videos and or just pictures and images, maybe some EBE photos. It'll just be something quick and fun. I just hope you really enjoy it, and I hope that you come back to changing your worldview, which is not supposed to destroy your worldview, but just to open your eyes and let you know that there's more out there, and all you have to do is look past the bubble that you created for yourself. Thank you all, and come back and join us again.